Hi, I'm Todd Cotta, and this is Doug, my general manager, and this is King's Gun Center TV. Well, we're here with Doug today, my general manager, and he told me he's not super happy about being on camera. But if you remember a few videos back, Sarah, his wife, was on with me, and
Yeah, I do remember that.
you know what? Forget you.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doug wasn't too comfortable shooting the video, cameras and stuff. You mind sitting in with us?
Sure, no problem.
Sarah again here on King's Gun Center TV, and we're here to talk today about a brand new gun that just got released 4 days ago. We got the phone call from our supplier, and they said, "Here's a gun coming at you. Let's take a look at it." So let's take a look at it. Comes in a cardboard box. Interesting. Big old Remington logos on it. All the books, unboxing here. And here is the gun. Initial impressions is it's a clean looking gun. It's got nice clean lines to it. It does have a 18 round magazine, which they're boasting is the biggest in class.
Yeah, definitely not California.
Yeah, well, true, but magazines wise, they're saying this is an 18 rounder.
Yeah.
A couple things this gun does boast is it says a smooth, light, single action trigger. It says a short tactile reset, and in the little bit I've been able to shoot it, there is no tactile reset. It just lets go, and it's not short. I've seen a lot more stock guns that have a short, but we're gonna go test it out when we go fire these on the range.
Okay.
Okay, the polymer frame fits most shooters, it says here on the website. Ambidextrous slide lock, so you have it on both sides, which is nice, very nice feature. Good angle grip, they're gonna always say they have a good angle grip. Trigger guard is undercut right here, so that your finger can get higher up on the gun.
That's nice.
Driftable sights, and these are the tactical sights. So you see they have a square notch here, so you can rack the gun with your belt if you were one-handed.
Right.
So that's stock here. Although I have found that the sight drilled white spots are smaller than your standard guns that we have on the cabinet here. So they're really tiny, tiny dots back over here, if you can see right there.
Oh yeah, they are pretty small.
Yeah. PVD finish for the barrel and the slide. So I'm sure it's their version of the tenifers that you see on the other guns. It's their own kind of a electric coating or something like that. Easy loading, double stack magazines, industry highest magazine capacity at 18 is what Remington says these are. Okay. Could you tell us a little bit the weights and the lengths of the gun?
Well, the barrel length is 4.5 inches. Overall width is 1.27 inches. The length is almost 8 inches, 7.91, and the height is 5.56. It says the trigger pull is between 5.5 and 7 pounds. So it's going to be interesting to shoot. For me, it's a pretty big gun.
Yeah,
compared to what I'm used to shooting.
Exactly. Yeah. It is a full-size gun. Weight-wise, this one rings in at 24.4 ounces, which is about 2 ounces heavier than an M&P, which is about the same weight as a SDVE or a Ruger 9C within an ounce.
And that's all unloaded.
Unloaded.
So
that's all unloaded. Once you put a box of ammo in this thing.
Definitely not a concealed carry gun for me.
You got to remember, yes, it is nice to have a lot of capacity in the gun, but by doing that, you raise the weight of the gun too, which is no excuse for our crappy laws in California, because that's not why we have 10 round mags.
Exactly. Yeah, but I've definitely put a pull on your waistband if you're carrying inside the waist.
Exactly. Price wise, let's take a look at price. Right here, this one retails right at $489, which is about $100 more than an SDVE and $100 less than a Smith & Wesson M&P or a Glock.
So a good middle.
It's right in the middle of the class there when it comes to price. Overall, this one comes with back straps, 3 of them.
Oh,
but
customizable.
Customizable. They slide up here on the back side. Take this away here real quick. They slide up here on the back side, but the problem is you got to have a roll pin punch to get them on.
Oh.
Unlike with the Smith & Wesson brands, you just twist a little thing, they pop off, they pop on. Very simple to use.
Right.
Okay?
Little less
On this one here,
convenient
you
to
got to
change.
punch this roll pin out. Then you got to take this one off, slide the new one in, and then you got to tap it in. So it's not a quick change thing. It's simply you got to do a little bit of gunsmithing to get that pin through that hole right there.
Okay.
So this is the Remington RP9. Just came to market, and it's time that we get out and go shoot it, see how it feels, see how it reacts, see how the grip feels for you. And the trigger I'm really curious about because it says short tactile reset, and in doing some dry practice, it doesn't feel that way. But it does one thing that I didn't expect. And we're gonna try it again on the course. I'll let you know when we get out there.
Okay, sounds good.
You're alive.
Okay, first time shooting the Remington RP9. Oh.
Okay, a couple things. You had a failure to eject, failure to fire, and it didn't lock back at the end,
No,
did
it didn't. I was thinking that maybe there was another malfunction of some kind, but no, it just didn't. Slide didn't lock back.
Okay. Overall, how did the gun feel?
It's a lot heavier weight-wise than what I'm used to. It's not difficult to shoot. The grip is a little, for me, wider than what I'm used to. I like it a little smaller, just probably because my hands are smaller. But I do like this right here, because it does give me a little bit more of a firmer feel on it. But as far as a trigger reset, it's very subtle. That's one thing I didn't. Normally you can feel the click a little bit more, and this was really, it wasn't as obvious as I'm used to, I guess, on trigger resets.
If you notice when Sarah shot her gun, it automatically closed the slide on the gun once you put the magazine in. I'm going to try that here now again, see if that works, because this is something that Smith & Wesson took out of the new Mod 2 or the M2 series M&P pistols. So let's give this a try here. Didn't do it. It doesn't look like it's a consistent. There it goes. It does happen, but you have to do it with the full mag and do it just right. So I like that feature. People say it was a flaw, but I like it. Let's give this a try now. Okay, it didn't stay at the end. My thumb may have been slightly touching the slide release. Yeah, it's empty. Trigger feels nice. There is no tactile reset they're saying about. For the most part, the upper half is so heavy that it makes the gun rock a little bit when it's shooting. So you got to really grip this gun because there's so much weight moving around up on top that it's just not moving the gun well. Other than that, I like the face of the trigger. I like the smoothness of the trigger versus some guns. But as a whole, it's just a little bit too heavy and too top heavy for me. Well, we get to shoot lots of guns.
Yes.
at the range, and we
It's a
all have a lot
perk of working
guns.
here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Matter of fact, as a trainer, you get to see lots more guns because you're dealing with everybody's
Yes.
guns.
Yeah.
in the
From the
ranges.
everyday to the random, what's that? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. What is your initial, or you got to put some rounds down this gun. You did have a few problems. You did have a failure to eject, and you had a
Right.
failure to strike.
Yeah, and then at the last round, the magazine didn't, or the slide didn't lock back.
Yeah, and it just happened to me too,
Oh, okay.
out there on the range.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I prefer when I'm empty for it to be obvious that I'm empty.
I kind of compare it to if you got a Sigma and you get an old Ruger P89 and they had a love child. I think that's kind of what this is right now.
Right.
Is that. I just wish that, well, think of it this way. If High Point sent me this gun and said this is their new gun, I would be like, bravo,
Well
bravo,
done.
bravo.
Yeah.
But Remington, just didn't quite hit the mark with this one.
With the expectations with the brand name.
With the brand name.
Yeah.
Sure, the price is low, and it's an entry level gun. I get that, but you can't bring something like this to market and still be fourth place. It's the newest gun out there.
Right. You would think it would have the latest design, the latest innovations to put it right up there at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an entry level gun, very good. So if you're choosing between an SDVE from Smith & Wesson or a SR series, or you're looking at this gun, okay,
It's just going to be your personal preference on which one
yes.
you like. Yeah.
It's not a bad gun. It's
No.
just heavy. It's tall. The trigger, I like it better than the Smith & Wesson series guns. I don't like that curved trigger, but this one here is a lot better. But there is no tactile reset like they say.
Yeah, the reset, it was not nearly as obvious as I was expecting
And it
it
was
to
further
be.
out than
and
we'd
it was
like.
yeah, it was like at 3/4
Exactly.
of release.
Yes.
And that's not quite, yeah, I'm used to being at least 50%.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you again for helping us out today.
Anytime.
It's always great to have you on the show.
Hey,
And
it's
we
always
do
fun.
thank you guys for subscribing and watching King's Gun Center TV and being part of that. But I probably should get your husband back in here to finish up since he started this video.
okay,
huh?
that sounds good.
Well, good for you?
All righty.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I tell you, your wife has been so good to us and being on the show, and the viewers love her. And we're just, you gotta stop the proposals, guys. Stop the proposals, okay?
Yeah.
You actually had a chance to shoot this one the other day, too.
Yes.
And I guess if you're looking for a good middle-of-the-road gun for about $500, you can't go wrong with this gun.
True.
But we'd both talked about this would be nowhere on our gotta-have list.
No, not on mine. The grip didn't feel good in my hands, actually. Not only that, I didn't care for the reset too much. It wasn't a pronounced reset, and I prefer that in my
Exactly.
handguns.
I just, at the end of the day, for a $500 gun price range, I just wish some companies would try a little harder, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you would have thought Remington would have put out a different gun. Some of the features on this gun, like I said, for me, just quite weren't up to par from what I expected from them.
Exactly.
But not to say that it's not a bad gun. It's not. It's a good gun. But for me personally, from what I've shot in the past, it's just not what I would want for my personal gun.
Sure. Well, hey, thanks for coming on, and thank you, Sarah, again for coming on, and thank you for watching King's Gun Center TV.